Hey, it's Orit, and today we are talking about 3 reasons why some people move on from trauma more quickly, while other people take years to heal their trauma. Now, before we get into this, I want to say that no matter what steps you've taken to heal your trauma, that it is extremely courageous and just just so much love for you, because I know it's not an easy choice. I know it's not easy to take action, and that even though it feels crappy to be stuck in the past, it feels even scarier because of the unfamiliarity of what it would be like if I finally moved on and really let my walls down and let in my partner's amazing love. So, no matter what you've done so far, it matters. It just may have not been enough yet. So, the first reason why some people move on quicker is because they are ready. They're really, really ready. There's no other choice. It's, you know, taking clients' words, this is life or death at this point, whether your trauma has caused medical illnesses, or just has caused your marriage or your relationship to be on the brink of separation. And you know that the amount of money it's going to cost to actually go through with splitting up your entire family is almost, at least feels like a life or death choice. So I don't want to discount that anything that you've done so far, because I do think it's amazing that you've taken any steps to get support to heal your trauma. But if you're not getting the right support, then it's not enough. Being in talk therapy, doing research, even enrolling in some online courses, which really doesn't, it's mind blowing. There's no online course that can heal your trauma. That needs to be done within a safe therapeutic relationship. But it's okay. Like, I'm not saying that's your fault or how could you have. I'm not trying to shame. That is the fault of people who are providing online courses claiming to heal trauma. But still, no matter what you've done, it matters. It's just that even if you have felt ready to fully release your trauma in a way that lasts by doing those things, it's actually not quite ready yet. It's a fraction of being ready. Because when you talk about your trauma, or when you intellectually try to understand your trauma, you're only accessing a part of the brain that most of your trauma isn't stored in. Most of your trauma is stored in your body, your physical body, and your non-verbal brain, in your nervous system, in your amygdala, and your hippocampus. And by talking about it, you're only accessing the prefrontal cortex. So you have to be really ready, like done and done. I am ready to heal my trauma. I'm ready to release the past and move on. And though you may have taken some steps that has felt like you're ready, you really need to do the full blown work, to be fully ready for this. So ready to step into this new amazing version of yourself. And we'll continue on with number 2 and 3 to see what that really is. Number 2, the second reason why people heal from trauma quicker is that they believe in themselves. They really believe that, yeah, they might have a sense of being broken or damaged, but there's a stronger sense of believing really truly in their bodies, not just in affirmations, not just trying to convince themselves or journal this, but they really feel a sense of, I know I deserve more. I deserve a healthier, happier chance at life and at love. And you might even be able to tap into where you're at with this right now by just taking a moment to close your eyes and really visualize, who would you be if you truly released your trauma once and for all? How would you feel in your body? How would you carry yourself? How would you move? How would you hold yourself differently? You may picture yourself flowing and feel like just holding yourself more freely, or walking down the street in a different way, maybe holding your shoulders up, maybe holding your head up in a different way. And not just visualizing this in yourself, but starting to feel that, wow, like this is possible. This entirely new way of being is possible for me. It's so much more than trying to affirm that in your mind or trying to talk about, oh yes, I do believe it, but actually feeling it in your body. And and knowing that that's possible to have in a way that lasts. This is especially relevant for you if you've tried to find, the program or the healing that will work for you, and you read about it and it sounds amazing, but every time you're like, nope, that won't work for me. Like, you even read testimonials and you're like, nope, that's great for them, won't work for me. You have to believe in yourself, because that takes a certain amount of letting down your guard to be open and immerse yourself into a process that is necessary to release your trauma. Number 3 is that those who heal faster, they do the work and they've done the work in their physical body. So it's not enough to just rewire your nervous system, which, by the way, is an amazing step if you've done somatic experiencing or EMDR, where you've actually taken these steps to rewire your brain. Amazing. But we've had so many clients who've come to Let Love In who have had great shifts in things like EMDR and brain mapping and stuff like that, but they are still stuck in the same old behavior patterns. They can't seem to stop yelling. They can't seem to, really be in their power and speak up in a conflict with their amazing partner. And that's because of your body, if your nervous system, even after rewiring, if your nervous system has only been frozen and tense and stuck in a difficult conversation, for example, then yeah, you may have rewired your nervous system to stop impulsively reacting, but your body still only knows how to do this. You may want to be open and softened and let your guard down, and yet your mind knows that you want that, but your physical body doesn't know how to do anything but this. And your physical body is the vehicle for which you behave and interact in the world. And so if you don't know how to be open and how to navigate and flow through difficult conversations, then you're not going to behave differently. You're not going to be able to behave differently. And so you have to do this work in your physical body as well as your primal body, aka your nervous system. And we've had clients who had done over 20 years of energy work, talk therapy, mindset stuff. And they had said, like, it wasn't until they integrated all of that with their physical body that they finally got the missing piece. They finally felt the shift that they've been looking for. And that's why it's so important. And that's why people heal so much quicker once they're doing the work in their physical body. This is also why trauma seems to keep resurfacing, even when you thought that you've healed it. I thought I released that. I thought I was past that. And now all of a sudden, my partner snuck up behind me to give me a hug, and I wanted to impulsively punch them because impulsively, your nervous system felt threatened. And so why would that come up? Why would that come up again? And it's because you did not heal it the first time. You did not truly release it the first time. I've been doing this work for about 11 years, but I started going private, taking private clients about 5 years ago. And one of my first clients was a psychotherapist who had been practicing, who'd been a therapist for over 20 years. And she'd done plenty of her own therapy and healing. And we started working together. Like, something drew her in. She really knew she had to do something more in her body, and her instincts were right, because when we started working together, she had a history of sexual abuse, and we weren't even going there yet, but we had just started moving in relationship together. And all of a sudden, it was like she felt like she was this little vulnerable girl again, being seen in the movement and being, it is vulnerable. It is vulnerable to actually move your body and be seen in how you express yourself truly without the filters of words. And so she had that exact same reaction. Like, what? I thought that I healed this. I thought that I was past this. And now it feels like now it's come up again. And she had the most gentle but mind-blowing release through her body for things that she thought she already was ready to heal, when even though it felt like she was ready, she was doing what it seemed like was right to be ready to heal. She wasn't ready to really access that body stored trauma until we worked together and did that work through and that release through her physical body as well as her nervous system. And when you actually rewire your nervous system and heal the trauma from your physical body and have become this new version of you, you don't have to keep running into situations where the trauma is resurfacing again. It doesn't happen. Like the trauma once healed, it does not resurface. It doesn't mean that you don't have uncomfortable feelings or things that trigger you, right? You're still human. You still have the range of emotions: frustrated, upset, annoyed, as well as happy, alive, cheerful, all that. But it's not like it hijacks your body and it's like the trauma rushes back. No, when you've actually healed your trauma from your nervous system and your body, you can feel uncomfortable, but you're totally in command of how you respond and how you relate and how you are in your life and in your relationship. And there's no such thing as trauma resurfacing. Again, there's new things in your life that could be traumatic. There could be new traumas that come up. There could be triggers of old trauma that comes up, but even those are not a big deal, and they just kind of roll off your shoulder and you can really easily move through it. So when you've truly healed your trauma, really, really, really healed your trauma, you won't have to deal with that resurfacing. And if you're interested in going through the process, it's a 3-month process that we take our clients through in Let Love In, where we finally help you break free of patterns because of the trauma that you've experienced in the past, patterns of sabotaging yourself, sabotaging your relationship, not allowing in real intimacy and love. If you want to break free from those patterns by truly releasing your trauma in a way that lasts, then Let Love In is the program for you. And it's not a magic cure, not a thing where it's like, bam, we're going to cure you. It's a co-created process where we are working together, moving together to heal your trauma and rewire your nervous system so that even when discomforts come up in a therapeutic relationship, you get to move through it. You get to stay present in your body and in your relationship instead of dissociating, disconnecting, reacting, flipping out like you do in your regular real life romantic relationship. And a repeated experiences of that is what rewires your nervous system and what allows you to become and soften into the most amazing version of yourself. So that if you want to take up more space in your life and your relationship, your body knows how to do that. If you want to let your guard down and soften, you also are comfortable with that without getting hijacked. Or if you want to be more assertive and more powerful, more forceful, in a good way, in a powerful way, like your body knows how to do that. And by doing this in movement, you become your new normal in session first before you even become it in your real life and in your relationship. So there's no disconnect between what's going on in the program and in your sessions and real life, right? You don't have to sit and talk about what's going on, or you don't have to do fancy eye movements in terms of releasing your trauma. And then all of a sudden you're in your real life and you're like, okay, but now what do I do? Do I just sit here and move my eyes, or do I just sit here and talk? No, you get to actually become this new version of you that seamlessly flows into your life, in your body, in your relationships, that even by the time you're done with your program, you're still shifting, you're still integrating in a way that lasts. You're already this new healed version of you. So if you are interested in Let Love In, click the link below, above, or to the side, depending on where you're watching. You have to apply to be considered. We only accept those who are ready, which is number one, right? Those who are really ready, those who have already really been through a process, a journey of healing trauma, and are ready to make this the last stop of their healing train. And there are limited spots because it's by application only. So if you're ready to heal your trauma now, click on the link and send us an application. I will personally see it and read it and contact you if you are a good fit. I hope you know that you deserve to be able to let healthy, lasting love in. Bye-bye.